Hello everyone, my name is Thomas from Emitech CTS and I'm going to show you today how to verify the output of the PowerWave. The PowerWave is our most powerful electronic source, AC-DC, output possible up to 1500 volt and 1000 amps, as I said, combined AC and DC. So the verification I'm going to show you today has several steps. It includes connecting. I'm going to show you how to connect on the output. Then how to set up the measurement equipment, which I have on the table here. How to use it locally, the most basic use of the machine locally. And to verify in AC and DC the outputs with some external measurement instruments. Now I'm going to show you how to do a quick verification of the PowerWave. So after you've done the installation as explained in earlier videos and part of the videos, I would recommend to do a verification just to check if the output is as expected. So for the verification there are different ways to do it. What I'm going to use is a handheld multimeter like this, like a standard handheld multimeter with some cables and alligator clips. So I'm clipping the common ports or the negative measuring point, that's the blue cable here, and the red clip to the end point, so that's the neutral or D terminal, and the voltage reading connection here, that's the black cable, to A, that's phase 1, phase L1 here. So I want to measure the output voltage present between L and N in AC, or just the AC plus and the AC negative connection point. So once connected, just make sure that the cables don't touch the outer side. I'm going to close here the cover. Just make sure that the cables go out here through the holes, and then you can put your multimeter on the other side. And we're going to show you how to operate the PowerWave, switch it on, and do some basic tests. So before you switch it on, please make sure that you have connected the emergency stop button and the interlock as explained in an earlier video. And once it's all hooked up, connection to the output is made to the measurement instruments, you're ready to switch it on, and we can do it like this. Here's the setup to measure the output of the PowerWave. Very important, I have here the emergency stop button placed very close where I work, so I'm able to stop it anytime. Then I have here like a standard multimeter, portable multimeter, and in parallel I have connected an oscilloscope with a differential voltage probe, just to show you the waveforms. Now the first thing we're going to do is to verify the AC output, 230 volt, 50 Hertz. So I'm switching the multimeter to AC voltage reading mode, and I'm going to set up the PowerWave in the local control. So this is the local control panel of the PowerWave. It's in the control unit in the middle top part. When you start it up, it shows then this configuration power source screen. So how to set it up for a quick test, you just hit setup. Then you can choose here the mode, so it's AC or DC mode. You're going to use the AC mode. You can set up, you confirm, then you go to the next setting. It's the nominal voltage. So I start with a very low voltage first, just to make sure that everything works. I set it to 10 volt AC and 50 Hertz. You could set here the phase angles. I'll just leave it for the normal settings. Current limiters I'm not using. It will be covered in a later video, and also limiter off. So now it's set, as you can see, to 10 volt, 50 Hertz. And in local control, to enable the output, you can simply click on test on. Now before you do that, double check that the whole wiring is done correctly, no one is present so to the high voltage, because it can be very dangerous. Okay, all safe now, and I switch it on. Now I switched it on, we could maybe hear the main circuit breakers, the output breaker. Now there's a voltage and current reading internally here. If I click on mode 2 times, you can already see that the internal measurement reads 9.86 volt and 0.6 amps, so on L1, on phase 1. So to come back now on the measurement part, as you can see here in the on the voltmeter reading, it reads 10.05 volts, so very, very accurate, as you can see. So the PowerWave is a highly accurate source. We calibrate each of the power sources in our factory, so it's an outward inspection. And as you can see on an oscilloscope as well, that we have like a sine wave, a very clean sine wave. Sorry, I have to going to stop it here. So you can see it's a very clear, clean sine wave here with 10 volt. I'm just going to run it now and go up with the voltage a bit to 230 volts, 50 hertz. So I'm going to go back to the PowerWave local control. If you click stop, you can come back to the main menu, setup, and you can change the values on the flight. So I still stay in AC modes. I go up with the voltage. To 230 volts, 50 hertz. And once I went through all the settings with the setup, I confirm it, and now the voltage is applied. So I go back to verify on my voltmeter. You can see 230 volt, exactly 230 volt, and still a very, very clean sine wave. So this is the AC verification. I've done this now for one source, for one phase, L1. So you can repeat the same for phase L2 and phase L3, just to verify that all the 3 output lines are okay. So in the next step, I'm going to verify the DC capability. So I'm going to change the PowerWave setting to DC. So I'm going to switch it off first, go to the setup, change it to DC. And now I have the possibility to set for every line a different DC voltage. I'm going to start on line 1 here with a low voltage. By the way, to be quicker in changing the voltage, you click on mode, so it jumps to the this digit here. I can go down like that and set it to 10 volts just for the start. Same on L2. What I usually do is I set like slightly different voltages on all the 3 phases, just to, it's easier to detect on what line we're measuring. So I set 10 volt on L1, 11 volt on L2, and 12 volt on L3. Current limiters, we just leave them disabled. And updating. And we're safe to go. So to measure DC, I have to change the voltmeter to DC, and we are measuring 9.75 volt. And also on the oscilloscope, you can see we're generating 10 volt. So I can go higher now. I'm going to go to 200 volt, just as an example. Again, DC. 200 volt on L1, 201 on L2, and 202 on L3. Just going to disable the power limiter, we will come to that later. And now let's see what the reading says. So I set it to 200.0 and the voltmeter shows 200.2 volt DC. and the oscilloscope is at 200 volt as well. So we've checked now L1, so the first line, so you can repeat the same thing for L2 and L3. And once done, the output or the power wave is verified that it generates AC and DC, and it's good to use.